So my very first question to you would be, what was the first program that you ever wrote?
Okay. Well, the first program was actually a university task, and in this task we had to do a calculator. And in order to do that, we would receive from the user two numbers, and we would have to perform the operation that they chose. And but we couldn't use the arithmetic operations from a programming language. So we couldn't use normal sum, multiplication, division, or subtraction operations. We would have to implement the logic behind these operations. And yeah, that was the first thing, I believe.
Okay, and just after writing this program, you got more interested into programming, or was it after a few more programs, or after a few years that you decided to pursue a career in programming?
Yeah. So well, when I joined university, what happened? I think several people have this introduction to computer science course, and at the end of this course, we learned a lot of basic things, and the feeling in the end was really that was totally really cool, and probably someone could use that to do amazing things. I had no idea about the things that I could do with that, but it sounds
Yeah.
very interesting, the idea of okay, I can just sit in front of my computer and with a couple of hours I can get something working and something that I could maybe show to my mom and say, hey, have a look on this cool thing that I've just built. And on that moment, it was probably the initial point that I thought, okay, I want to learn more. I think there was not a motivation to, okay, I would like to pursue a career on this, but I would like to improve and see where it goes.
So basically, you were in a way fascinated by the possibility of, different kinds of things that you'd be able to create by means of this tool, which is programming, right?
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's so crazy that you can make a machine do a set of things that you want, and in the end you can achieve and solve a problem, or you can deliver a product to someone by instructing this machine. This is still something that dazzles me, and it feels amazing.
So when was it? At what age did you write your first program?
So well, I joined university with 18, so I got my first contact with programming at 18. So
Yeah.
5 years ago, now I'm 23, so 5 years of some programming experience now.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great. So how do you think you have evolved over these 5 years? How have your programming skills improved over these 5 years?
Hmm. Actually, I believe I think this is kind of interesting. In the beginning, I was not sure. Okay, how do I improve? I just had an idea. Okay, I want to have more contact with this. And then after this first course in the university, I joined a university project to do a mobile app, to do something simple with Android, and so native Android development. And at that time, I didn't even know this name, native Android development, was something. Okay, these are the tools. This is how we do it. And I had like a task to do, so something kind of well defined to do, but I was not thinking about the process of what I was actually doing. I was not a, I was not able to at all to see the bigger picture of my project or to plan anything. So it was just okay. I have this task. Let's ship this task, and then it moved to. I did one internship doing some Excel applications and some macros, which felt a little bit. It didn't feel like software development. It didn't feel even as coding. It felt more like, yeah, okay, I have somewhat of a thing that I could automate, and let's try to automate this job in order to make my life easier.
Uh-huh.
And that was not exactly the same feeling that I have when I am coding something nowadays. And then
Yeah.
after that, one thing that was really cool, I did one internship in a data science consulting company, and then on this internship I did a lot of Python. So I did a lot of Python, and the feeling there it was really okay. So I can use this tool to solve any task that I want, and I kind of learned a little bit of the tools to solve these tasks. And any task that I want can mean, okay, I want to grab data from a website. I want to send a message, an email to someone. I want to, I don't know, automate the generation of a spreadsheet. I want to run a pipeline of jobs to process some data that will happen every day. And that was it. That was the first moment that I felt really empowered with this thing about programming. That okay, now that I'm not a very creative person, so I usually have a really hard time coming up with tasks that I would like to solve. But if you give me a task and if you give me enough time, the feeling that I developed there was okay. I think given the task and enough time, I think I could solve it, or at least I could try my best. And so that's how it evolved until that point. And I believe until that moment, one thing, so I developed this feeling, okay, maybe I can do almost anything that I want. But one feeling that I didn't have was that I can actually build anything that I want. And I believe this is a core feeling for engineers. Maybe it's the motivation for several people that are starting engineering that, okay, I would like to build something, a bridge, building a car, a computer program, whatever. And I
Right.
didn't have this feeling. And what happened then, I moved to Germany and I found an internship here in a startup. And on this startup, I started to work with web development, and the focus of the work was mostly front-end development.
Okay.
And that was totally cool. Totally cool. It was
Yeah.
okay. Now, if you like, if I have a designer working with me, and this person draws for me a screen or how this person envisions an app that we are planning to build, then I can go ahead and I know the tools and a couple of the things in order to build that vision that that person had. And this feeling is something so powerful and so nice, and probably this is the thing that I'm most passionate about programming as of now. That I don't know if I can see something, I have an idea of how to build it and actually
Yeah.
make it work and people can use it. And yeah.